Wednesday. I realize I don't say the dates because I don't know what day it is today, to be honest. I just know it's Wednesday. Anywho, back in the shop, I am sweating and out of breath because this morning has been a little hectic. Now, before I got into work, I had other errands to run, but one of them was a local business who rents out vintage furniture and vintage decor for events, photo shoots, had reached out to me over the weekend and had a bunch of their mother's vintage clothing that they were wondering if I wanted. They didn't have luck selling it and just wanted to help her, flush some of these pieces out. I guess she collects vintage clothing. So I went over there, picked up a big bag of it. From what I could see, it was really, really pretty stuff. So today is going to be spent looking through some of those pieces, getting that all sorted, hung up, see if there's anything I want to keep, if everything's going to go on the floor. So that's going to be a fun project, but also I have some other logistical things to do. As I said in the last video, I have an event coming up in February, and it is going to be a fundraiser for a local nonprofit that does spay and neuters for pets. They have a pet food pantry for dogs and cats. My friend is a vet tech there. They do amazing work for a lot of the local shelters in town. So I wanted to do a fundraiser to raise money or food and supplies for their shelter for people who need more affordable items and services for their pets. So that's happening in February. And I also bought a bunch of my favorite chai from a local chai truck. And we're going to be making that, serving it for free to anybody who brings a donation. My partner's going to be here doing custom pet portraits. So I had a meeting about that last night and it was really great, but it's less than a month away and I have to just get started. I have the Facebook event page all set to go. So it's gonna be an interesting, busy day. And I forgot my tea, so I have coffee, and I don't do well with caffeinated coffee. It's a vice of mine, but anyways, that's just what's gonna happen. But I also want to mention there's something a little different. I am wearing red lipstick today, and I want to tell you why. Now, I used to wear red lipstick a lot when I have to keep doing that to make sure I don't have it on my teeth. I used to wear red lipstick a lot, especially when I was in the salon industry. But as the years have gone by, it's just a lot of maintenance. I don't have to worry about my face or my lipstick migrating. But yesterday I was listening to one of my favorite podcasts, and it's called Betwixt the Sheets. And they did an episode on the history of red lipstick. Now, I know red lipstick goes back to, ancient Egypt, and it has this long history. And it was a really fascinating episode, especially, and I knew a little bit of this. I knew its relevance during World War II, but they talked about Elizabeth Arden, and I have some vintage Elizabeth Arden cosmetics pieces on display here at the shop, and how when women were out protesting, whether they were suffragettes or if they were in the workforce while all the men were fighting in World War II, they would go out on Fifth Avenue where they had one of their stores and hand out red lipsticks to all of the protesters. And I thought that was really interesting. And they saw it as a form of protest. So I thought, well, why not break it out and wear it today? Of course, I wear it on a day where I'm out running around everywhere. I've constantly been having to check to make sure it's not migrated up and I don't start looking like the Joker. I mean, the day's young, we'll see. But it kind of feels good. It was a really great episode. I highly recommend. I know I listened to Betwixt the Sheets on Pandora. Look it up. Listen to that episode. It's really great. I love it. It's an amazing podcast. Not sponsored in any way. I just really love it, and I learn a lot. So yeah, I'm wearing red lipstick today in honor of that. We'll see how it goes. I bought 2 shades. In the past, I would always get ones that were too warm for my skin tone. So I put a little bit more thought into it this time, and I think I found shades that work. This shade I'm wearing is, I think it's like All About Ruby or Ruby something from Maybelline, and it's a matte one. And then I also bought the Revlon Cherries in the Snow, because that one came out in 1955 and it's still around today. And they had a nail polish, a lipstick. I've been trying to get both of those in like the actual original vintage form, but they're very coveted, especially since it's still sold today. It's interesting. So, anywho, I'm wearing both of those and we'll see how it goes. I'll have to do a check-in and see if at the end of the day I look like hell. I don't know. We'll see. All right, let's get this day started. All right, so before I can do all the vintage clothing, I am just putting out and pricing some of our newest vintage inspired pieces. This really cool Art Deco-y inspired mermaid pinup sweater, as well, just in time for Valentine's Day, this pink kitten and strawberries little pinup sweater. These are adorable. I have to get them over on the mannequins. They're on the website. Again, if you're interested in anything I show in these videos, I'll have the link to our website below. But I'm gonna get these knocked out, finish some stuff with that event, and then we'll start going through the clothing, which is the best part. All right, so I have the big clothing, and now I'm gonna start hanging everything up and seeing what we have. All right, so many hours have passed since I started opening up this bag. Had a friend come in and drop off a bunch of clothing I lent her for a shoot, but I'm gonna unpack that tomorrow. This day has gotten away from me a little bit, but I did manage to unpack several items from that bag. Some really beautiful vintage dresses. I absolutely love this lavender lilac purple with these little untied bows. I have to retie them. Gorgeous sheer green maxi dress that usually a lot of these sell in March for St. Patrick's Day. I hope people end up reusing them because this one is really, really beautiful and gorgeous. This is an interesting one from, I'm pretty sure, I want to say it's either very late 70s, maybe very early 80s, and it looks very plain on the front. But when you turn it around, it has this drop back, and the fabric underneath has these beautiful little silver dots, almost like the night sky. Really, really love that piece. Then we have this green piece that has this really cool kind of shelf style bust. Beautiful trim, wonderful back. It needs some laundering and some work because it has some of these underarm pads that just with storage and everything have become kind of grody, so I need to get that out and laundered. So pretty far. Can you tell I'm tired today? So far. Some really good stuff. It's been one of those days where I've had a lot of projects to get done, but I've had a lot of people coming in, chatting about meetings and stuff like that. So I'm a little out of sorts and all over the place, but I'm excited I at least got some pieces taken out. See if I can manage to unpack a couple of more before I have to hop back in and finish some projects. All right, so I unpacked a few more, some really pretty ones from the 80s. I wanted to highlight this beauty, a lot of amazing green colors. And again, I'm a sucker for Lurex, and this iridescent minty green Lurex number with detachable cape and train. Absolutely stunning. It's really cool 90s kind of wiggle dress. Shuffle over here. Some of them are in a little bit of disrepair with some holes. This gorgeous beauty Has some sequin loss. Some of them I can reattach. If I can find similar sequins, I would love to restore this and get this back into prime condition because it is absolutely stunning. Simple little cotton dress. It needs to be steamed. There's some discoloration, but look at here. Let me get a better view of it. This blue Lurex maxi dress number with rhinestone buttons. Absolutely love this. Any of these Lurexy style ones I get in always sell very fast. I'm very excited to get this one out. It's gorgeous, perfect for winter. And as you can see, I'm barely halfway through the bag. Now, I do have to say, I get this question a lot, especially when I get these lots that were given to me by other businesses. And I have people asking, like, why would someone just give you these clothes and not make you pay for them? Now, it doesn't happen very often, but in this case, the business owner's mother tried to sell these and didn't have any luck. And it causes a lot of stress and being overwhelmed. And especially if clothing isn't your passion or forte as a business owner, if you primarily deal in furniture, this stuff isn't as fun to them as it is to me. I can only liken it when I gave away a bunch of free stuff a few years ago. There was a lot of, at the time, jewelry boxes. And jewelry that at the time I didn't feel like selling. I was overwhelmed with so much stuff. When I first opened, everybody and their brother just dropped things off here like it was a donation center, but a lot of it was stuff that wasn't right for my store. I couldn't sell. I had a bunch of hoop skirts. Now, a lot of you are going to think I'm crazy. A lot of vintage hoop skirts, and I had massed this pile of them. And at the time, I had nothing I could do with them. I didn't have the energy. I didn't have an eBay shop set up yet. I didn't want to put them on Etsy. I was overwhelmed. So I had some local actors who were trying to find pieces for some of their shows coming up. And I just let them take a bunch of it because it was causing me stress and anxiety. And if they could use it and I knew they weren't going to throw it and they were going to cherish it, I would rather them take it for free than have it sit here causing me stress and no one gets to enjoy it. So it's kind of similar with a lot of these clothes. It can be a lot, and clothing, especially vintage clothing, is notoriously hard to sell, especially online, because you have to measure every inch of it. Fabric content, mending. I mean, there's so much that goes into it. It's a lot. So again, this doesn't happen very often, but when it does, it's usually other business owners who just don't have the time to figure any of this out. And like I said, there are some here, like I just unpacked this 70s killer palazzo pantsuit. Absolutely love this one, but the seams in the back are blown out, so that has to be mended. A lot of these need mending or something to be able to make them able to be put out for sale. Not a lot of people have time for that. So they were just happy that these things were going to good use, and good use they will go. And can we take a moment for this 1970s JCPenney's palazzo pantsuit as well? I am dying over these colors and the ribbed fabric. Again, another one that needs a little bit of TLC, but oof, this is just too good. All right, so I finished unpacking everything, and I absolutely love this dress. It's a 1980s Avon Fashions, and I've gotten so many pieces from Avon, and they sell so quickly. Really fun, flouncy, amazing. I have a vendor market coming up in, I think it's May. I can't remember. But I like setting aside some of these pieces for those markets, especially when they are in the spring and summer. And then also this gorgeous maxi dress with these little bell sleeves and print. Really excited about a lot of these. And that dress I showed with this beautiful background, I think this is the belt that went with it. It was at the bottom of the bag. It's the only thing that has any of that silver metallic anything that didn't already have a belt, and I think that looks absolutely stunning. Because I don't know, maybe it went with this one. I don't know. I'll have to figure it out, but have to show. Look at this gorgeous pink confection. I absolutely love it. Little eyelet, has a built-in crinoline. I love this detailing, and it's really soft too. I think it has just some slight underarm discoloration. Have to look more into that. Got another cute little silvery icy blue lurex dress. Ugh, I love it. So I am going to eventually start steaming these, getting some priced that I want to get out right away, but I'm not going to do it today. I'm tired. I have a meeting tonight, a Zoom meeting, this amazing vintage sellers group that I talk about all the time. So I want to save my energy for that. Also, I'm trying to find what this belt went to. First, I thought it was with this jumpsuit, but it doesn't quite look right. Maybe it was with this dress? I don't know. Maybe it was with one of the white ones. I'm not sure. It'll be, again, a mystery for another day. But I think that's all I am going to do with these today. I'm going to finish up some work and then get ready to close down for the day, but also have to show. These are so beautiful. I'm going to try to get these on the website. I don't know how much time I'll have this week to do it. So by the time you see this video, no guarantees that any of these are going to make it online. I'm going to do my best. But for now, I'm just going to chill out the rest of the night, and we'll see you tomorrow. Good morning. It is currently Friday when I'm filming this. And I am exhausted. Stayed late last night just to redo a few areas in the shop, freshen them up a bit. Got some of those new clothes out, but tonight I'm doing a Facebook Live. Now, I don't do a lot of lives anymore. I've talked in previous videos. I used to do more lives, whether it be on Instagram or Facebook during the pandemic and shutdown when people can go anywhere. Now, not a lot of people really tune into them anymore, just depending on what the content is. So for this one, I wanted to go live because I'm doing that event in February, and I want to give a lot more context to why I'm doing it. Now, every year since we've been in this location, we've done this winter event that people sign up for, buy tickets, and they can go to different shops, get coffee, tea, hot cocoa. And this year we opted to not do that event. And I have a lot of reasons why, some I can't get into. But I wanted to do my own version of it, but make it different and have it do something good. So again, I bought a bunch of my favorite tea from our local chai truck. We are doing a fundraiser for a local nonprofit called Minn Kota Paws that offers reduced fees for pet exams, microchipping clinics, spay, neuters, surgery. Like, they do so much, and they have a pet food pantry that we're going to be raising some food for. So I wanted this event to be different and not just monetary for a ticket. This is going to be free for people. You can come in and get tea, and I just would like people to bring a can of cat food or donate even $1 to the fundraiser. So we're doing that live tonight. And again, I want to give more context to people why I'm doing it. I know our city does this big event around the winter, and I had reached out to our tourism department because I would have loved them to get on board with this, even just promote the event, or I don't know, do something, since it was helping small businesses but also helping a local nonprofit. But they didn't want to have anything to do with it, which is a huge bummer. And I could go into why it's very interesting that they didn't want to get involved, but I'll save that for a different video. I tell you, no matter what town you're in, if it's a small town, big city, little city, city in North Dakota, city politics and egos, God love them. So today I'm just gonna get ready for that live. Now, obviously, when you're seeing this video, the live would have already happened, but it should still be recorded in the lives on our shop Facebook page. So make sure to list that down below if you want to take a watch. And for anyone watching, if you want to find a way to donate to Minn Kota Paws, they have a website. I'll post it below, but also we're going to set up some donation funds for them and maybe get a wish list started of some of the supplies that they need in case you find yourself wanting to help. And again, I'll talk about why, like more of the nitty gritty and tea towards what's actually happening behind the scenes. I go back and forth because I'm just a small little vintage shop that doesn't have a lot of oomph behind them. So I have to be very careful what I put out there and what I say, even if it's stuff that as a small business owner you wish you didn't have to deal with, but here we are. All right, so I'm just gonna get started with the day, get an outline written up for that live tonight, finish a couple little projects. I've been doing more volunteer work behind the scenes with another local nonprofit. So sending out a bunch of emails yesterday and sending in my report on that. Doing a little bit of everything today. All right, let's jump into it. Now, I wanted to show a little bit of some of the rearranging I did. I don't think I've ever shown this shelf in this area. It had a lot of tarot stuff, mystical stuff, and I kind of pared it down a little bit, trying to just bare bones it, slowly restocking and redoing some of the tables with our Mischief Made pieces, freshening it up, trying to get more stuff in after the holidays, but not going overboard. Moved all of our tarot stuff and crystal and metaphysical things down to this little shelf. So it felt good to just reorganize a little bit. Again, after the holidays, it's interesting because you have a lot of people coming in wanting to see all your new stuff and freshly restocked. And what I have to tell people is that's the point of the holidays, is to flush out as much as you can, because January and February are slow months and I don't want to have a bunch of stuff sitting. But speaking of sitting, I still have these pieces that my friend dropped back off to me after her shoot. Got to get those put back, but the motivation is just it's not happening today. Very tired. Have a lot coming up. Trying not to think about it too much, otherwise I'll get burned out in a second. All right, enough babbling. Now I'm just gonna get back to it.